Hey, what's going on, people? It's SGZ here from the Spartan Game Zone, and in this video I'll be going over all of the details from the latest April 2nd hotfix for Borderlands 3. A couple of new events have started, and there was some Vault Hunter adjustments as well, along with some weapon balancing. If this video helped shed some light on these changes, I'd appreciate if you could shed some light on this video by dropping a like, and let's dive into it. So we'll start with the events and leave the weapon balancing till the end, but regarding the weapons I will also tell you how to get them. One of the events that began today is Slot Machine Mania. I covered it earlier, and essentially the slot machines drop way more legendaries than they used to. I found that you'd get a legendary about 1 in every 3 attempts, maybe a little better than that. It's a great event, and I think I'll be hanging out in Moxie's bar quite a lot this week until the event ends on April 9th. The other event that also started this week and ends at the same time is Trials Take All, which boosts the rewards awarded during Proving Ground trials. Bosses will drop their dedicated loot pool items 100% of the time, so if you're after some of those legendary gear, now is definitely the time to farm for them. There were a couple of smaller adjustments made too. The Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge artifact, which you get from DLC 2, now does 90% damage on max stacks, instead of just the plus 20%, which is a big change. And they fixed an issue in the Siren Stone class mod that was sometimes increasing damage taken rather than reducing it, so that's all fixed. Moze gang will be happy to hear that she is no longer as squishy as she used to be, and they say they'll be looking into more adjustments for her in the future. The current adjustments include reduce the cooldown time for Iron Bear, increase the amount of fuel for Iron Bear, increase the bonus on Behind the Iron Curtain skill, increase the bonus on Security Bear skill, and increase the bonus on Experimental Munition skill. All of these should help improve her survivability, and if you're a Moze main, let me know how you find these changes. On to weapon balancing now, which we're seeing a lot of lately, and is often my favourite part of any hotfix. Starting with Hyperion shields, which appear on Hyperion weapons when you aim them. Hyperion shields had their health increased, so they'll be able to take more damage before they break. Not a big change, I mean I rarely aim down sights, but maybe this will make me do it more often. The Damned received a 25% increase to its damage and has a higher chance to drop from the Agonizer 9000 if you fight at the end of the Guts of Carnivora. I know I'm using a level 53 one here against loader bots, but it does look decent. It's hard to say how good this gun is now as it is under leveled, but I wouldn't really call this one a game changer. I mean, it's no Krakatoa buff, but it does get the Damned up closer to where it needs to be. The Lob was another to receive a balancing change, and it has an increased chance to drop from Grave Ward. I don't really know what to say about this one other than I feel it got buffed, but other people maybe see that differently. They removed the 3-shot burst firing pattern, so it only fires a single projectile, but they did double its fire rate. Personally, as a Zane main, I feel the Lob is even better than before. Hard to imagine, but yeah, for me it is. I find now that I have more control over how much ammo I use, and I fire a lot quicker when my kill skills are active. Not sure if it's better on all the Vault Hunters. I'd say it's definitely not that much worse, and I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of players find it even better, like I do. However, I do want to add here that the Lob is still having issues actually dealing damage for me, as you can see from this gameplay here. The orbs go straight through them and deal no damage. Do let me know if this has happened to you so I can get to the bottom of it, as it can be really frustrating. The Tigs boom received yet another buff, increasing the damage of both the gun itself and the meteors it spawns in. You can only get one from Wotan in the melee one takedown. The Tigs boom was good before, and now it has got even better. It's pretty hard when you're competing with the Lob and Anarchy in the shotgun class, but I think it's a great gun, and if you've got one you should try it out. You won't be disappointed. The Moonfire is another gun that can only be dropped by Wotan and also received a buff today. It received a nice 30% increase to its damage, which is definitely what it needed, and it also received an increase to its critical bonus. If you're accurate, which I'm not most of the time, the Moonfire can do some serious work, especially when you fire an amp shot, which is what the weapon does on every third shot. You can easily one-shot people with it, and the buff definitely made it a weapon that I can see people using. The last weapon to get a buff was the good Juju, which again I only tested with the level 53 version. You can get a level 57 version though from the Rampager, who only drops it on Mayhem 4. The good Juju was a bit of a weird one when it comes to its buff. Non-critical hits now increase critical damage bonus by 20%, and that bonus stacks 25 times and is removed upon manual reload. You can see me testing that here in Sanctuary, and essentially you need to shoot your target not in the crit to increase your stacks, and then you shoot them in the crit when you're all stacked up to receive a 500% critical bonus. It says it's removed upon manual reload, but this bonus removes any time you reload. The only time it stays is through its effect, which refills your magazine on kill. That means now, to get the most potential out of it, you'll need to stack up on an opponent, shoot them in the head to kill them before you run out of ammo, and just keep killing people to maintain that 500% critical bonus. However, if a damage over time effect kills your target, your gun won't refill, and you'll lose all your stacks if you run out of ammo. It's an interesting one, and it's hard to say how good it can be. It's definitely a lot of work, and I'm not sure it'll be worth all that effort. So that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it shed some light on the latest April 2nd hotfixes. If it did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.